first, I'd like to just welcome everyone to eXp Commercial, the launch, how everyone could get to learn more about eXp Commercial, the training, our growth, our future. But I would like to take this time first for all our veterans to please stand up. Please, all our veterans and men and women in our armed forces. I would like to give just a great shout out and thank you for all the sacrifices you and your family has given to this great country and to all of us individually. Just want to thank everyone and make sure that you recognize on Veterans Day of all the sacrifices that you and your family has made for this great country. So thank you so much, and everyone, big applause for our veterans. Before I start on introducing our team, I'd kind of like to tell a little bit about my journey and story in commercial real estate. And mostly, as you'll know, is not only for you to really know me, but I definitely want to know each and every one of you so we could all work together to make this commercial company something very special. And that's what we always call culture. So one of the important things, I started at UCLA, and I did start in biochemistry. So as many of you, why would anyone want to do biochemistry? Well, as my parents, they wanted to push me to be a doctor. So they did push me very hard to kind of go down the path that they always dreamt to do. And when I took a different path into investment banking with Dean Witter, they were really not too happy with that change of what I was going to do with my career, because what they thought of as safety was you need to be a doctor, you need to be an engineer, or maybe even a lawyer, which they didn't even understand. They didn't understand financing and other careers, but what they wanted for me was obviously security and safety of a career that's stable. So from that, I went into banking for a while and moved into portfolio management. Then I moved into real estate portfolio management, where I worked for one of the largest tenant in common companies in the country, SCI, as many of the old school people here in the company in this auditorium may have remembered. And they were growing really, really well from 2000, I would say 1994 to almost 2000, 2007 and 8, where they were trying to be bought out by one of the big banks. And many people with the tenant in common, they thought that was kind of the route to go. And when I was working for the company, we really talked and I learned really about portfolio management, real estate management, doing underwriting. But the big thing, what I found out was many of the people that we were buying the real estate from came from Marcus and Millichap. So I said, Bob, I actually want to take a look and join this firm, Marcus and Millichap, and try it out, right? I wanted to not be a W-2 and be a 1099. I wanted to try, grow and develop and be my own boss, be an entrepreneur, like many of you here, entrepreneurs. And with that, I took the leap of faith to go to Marcus, and I would just tell you, and friends here like Rich Enderlin, my longtime partner, we were just making cold calls, right? We went through the basic training. They told us what to do. We started just making calls for our senior agent till we got to a point where we set up enough meetings and got momentum. And there was a lot of ups and downs through it, but through the cold calls, I would just say I learned something. I had that aha moment, like many of you may have, is I wanted to sit on the other side of the real estate phone call, right? I wanted to be the owner of the buildings where people were calling me. So through that, I started, during my time of doing deals, I thought this was my apprenticeship in learning how to be a commercial broker. I've also started to buy buildings, started putting together portfolios, so much so that I had to start a property management company. So I built a property management company just handling the buildings that we owned, because I was really tired of trying to paint and turn over units. For those that have real estate properties, you know how much of a pain that is to go in there, paint the walls, tear out the carpets. Boy, it looked horrible. I think we did more damage to that unit than it cost for me hiring somebody else. But you know what? It was a great experience. It was great to learn and go through the challenges and go through some of the failures that you have to go through to learn. this experience. So I did go through it. We started our own property management firm. I acquired other property management companies through the course of time. When I left Marcus and Miller Chapter, I started, for those that were in Southern California or Los Angeles, I started BRC Advisors in 2004. I was very proud that I really thought as I built it, they will come. Didn't know how hard it was that I started the company and really no one came, but slowly with just staying determined, right? Keeping the course, working hard, I got more and more people to come. To one point, our firm had 5 offices, over 160 commercial agents. We were doing about $2 billion in sales. And then, as many of you know, we hit the 2007 to 2009, where in commercial real estate, we just hit a massive crash. It was just awful. So the more I had in real estate, property, and businesses, kind of like the reflection of what's kind of going on with many of us now, it hit really hard. I mean, I could not make my payroll. I didn't have enough money. I had my employees coming to me literally in tears, wondering if they were going to get laid off. A lot of our owners called me. A lot of the brokers talked to me if we were going to close down shop. And I did make that sacrifice of keeping the company alive. But I'll tell you this, it didn't happen without friends, with relationships, where some of the people sitting in this room were college friends that helped me out during my darkest times, my hardest times, to help me, to salvage and save the company. That when I just shared the story of what I was going through, people said, you know what, Jim, how can I help you? And so I've always been very grateful for my friends and relationships that I've made over the years. And I always said, don't be a hater, always embrace other people. If there's people you don't like, just always be friendly, be respectful, and move on, right? You just don't need to bring negativity in your life. And it was fortunate we got through the 2009, the Great Recession, to about 2012, when we said that life kind of got back to normal. But we knew through any large crisis like that, our business is going to be impacted and forever changed. And then about 5 years ago, I started, and it was an honor to be part of Rand Sperry's company. We started the new company, Sperry Commercial Global Affiliate, where I was president. And again, through relationships, growing the company, building the company, and sharing kind of best practices and what I've learned. And we did that for the last 5 years to grow over about 70 affiliate offices around the country, and some international relationships that we put together. And it was great to have the opportunity to really now start with eXp, to set up eXp Commercial. I mean, so the time for Marcus, the time to set up my first company, to fine tune it again with Rand Sperry, Sperry Commercial Global Affiliate, to really now, what I've learned over the course of the 25 plus years of commercial real estate, to really set something special. And also what we wanted to set up very special is our culture, really getting to know each other. And this is why I'm sharing the long story about me. And I just wanted to thank those that reached out and those that I haven't reached out yet for the warm welcome to be part of the eXp family and building relationships, because to me, that is the most important thing. Where when I started in commercial real estate, I told all the owners in my farm, in my area where I was going to be an expertise, I'm going to get to know you. I'm going to understand you so I can best serve you. And that is what I'm here to do for all of you here today, is to better understand you so I can better serve you and help you thrive in your commercial real estate journey. So without further ado, I would love to introduce our family and teammates and our leaders in commercial real estate. So I could not do this at all without the leaders on the screen right now, especially Stephanie. Stephanie, oh boy, she kept me out of a lot of trouble, a lot of issues. And I know, Stephanie, if you could come up on the stage.
I'm right here, Jim, right next to you.
With this lady right here, she knows so much about every state, the rules, the regulations. I think she actually out-hustles me, outworks me, because we're responding to each other late at night, and she's still responding. So, please don't overwork Stephanie, but I'd like to introduce Stephanie Gillisman, the Director of Commercial Operations, and I think operations of the world for us in commercial. Stephanie, you can introduce
Thanks,
yourself
Jim.
and the other teammates. Podium is yours.
Thank you. And just to give you all some background about me, I came over to eXp Realty in February 5th of 2018, where I rolled my independent brokerage in. And so I had been on the realty side, growing, building, working in brokerage ops as a regional operations manager, hiring talent all across the country, setting up states, making sure that we were open for business and all the greatness. And so that is exactly what we're applying here in commercial. We're getting it done. Yes, we're going to have a CoStar group discount, and you're going to have CoStar and all the greatness. We're going to go through all of that today. And as Jim said, working on getting licensed in all the states, which we're up and running in about 14 right now, which we'll introduce to you a little bit later. But I want to share my awesome team here on stage. Tangelic Wilcox, who came to us from Sperry Global Affiliates. She is also a regional operations manager, and her territory is the United States. And so right next with me, she's going to be working with the brokers, operational side of things, making sure that we're launching this, that it's smooth, it's built right, that we are here to give all those answers necessary. And then my other person here is Lindy McNeese, who I stole from the realty side of things, who has worked alongside of me for the past 9-10 months in the realty side, implementing procedures and running operations. And she is here as our coordination excellence manager for all of you as well too. So she's going to help with the onboarding and all those fine people that you guys are going to be recruiting and you gals are going to be recruiting. So thank you all for coming. I think we've got a lot of great information for them today, Jim, don't we?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And I'll just kind of go with a little bit about our value prop and opening before I hand it back to Stephanie and the team, because many of it that she's going to be talking about is the operational, the nuts and bolts, the cross the T's, dot the I's, very important stuff. And you will need to get their name and numbers because they are the go-to people that can answer all these questions. But through the course of time, and I can't believe I've just been here a month and 2 weeks, or just coming on 2 weeks. And boy, did I just jump in with both feet first. And like I said, it was great to be welcomed by so many of you, but also being put to work right away of, Jim, how do we reach out? How do we talk to all these commercial agents? How do we get them to learn about eXp commercial and kind of the value props? So I'm going to go over the value props as I see it on the large scale of why eXp commercial. One big differentiator is we are a separate company. We collaborate obviously with Realty, but eXp Commercial is a separate bucket. As Stephanie said, we are going to be licensed in all 50 states and around the world, and collaborating with eXp World Holding and all the groups and the family members all around, so we can make sure we're sharing resources, helping each other, and talking about details of what's going on. The intel is fantastic. I had many conversations with Realty, with Verbella, our tech tools, and it is good to understand and learn the big picture so we can share with you what is kind of going on. So we are a commercial broker of record in each state. We are separate than the residential, but do collaborate. As Stephanie will go through with Tangelic and Lindy, all the tech tools we're going to have, right? We have CoStar, we have access to LoopNet Premium. We're going to have build out. I know we're going to be talking about a launch today. We are working on discounts of other tech tools that you will need to be a very successful agent. We will be talking later today on the training, the mentorship, but just not the basic training. We're going to be training people advanced, because many people that are great brokers, as many know, says, how do I take the next level up? Well, you will need to learn how to be a good mentor, a good senior, a good person to transfer your knowledge to the next generation or to the next group. So that is kind of what we want to teach for advanced training, is how do you become a good mentor? How do you become a good instructor and teacher so you could really multiply your skills? Then later on, as you grow teams, how do you hire your first assistant? Do you use a virtual assistant? Do you use your junior? How do you grow your teams? And how do you scale? And I love this so much about the eXp model. We can grow our teams all across the US and around the world, as many of you have probably done already. It is fabulous, the amount of reach that eXp has and the amount of opportunities everyone has. And the next one is, obviously, we have a ton of referrals. as the realty keeps on growing, the commercial keeps on growing, because we're going to pass leads and referrals back and forth. And I'll tell this to you, many times I spoke to other residential agents. You need to know the commercial agents, because the commercial agents that are true commercial will not work on residential deals. They would rather refer it. So it's really important that we collaborate a lot more, get close with each other to share the knowledge, right? Share what we're doing and ask for help. We are here with eXp Commercial to help everyone make more money. So when you come across a deal, you reach out to us. We will help you analyze it, look at it, partner with you, find different ways to collaborate so you have a higher success of closing that deal. As most people know, if you don't analyze it right, if you don't look at the deal, you don't know if it's a good deal or bad. And we don't want people to waste time with overpriced listings or deals that cannot be sold, or a buy side part that somebody is asking you to look for this type of deal. And we know it's not even in the market. Because I actually said to many people, geez, if I'm going to look at that deal, I'd rather buy it myself, right? If it's that great. So, these are the things that we are going to scale, is to teach people how to syndicate, put deals together. That's going to be on the ancillary services and how we expand internationally later on. And the other big thing is our commission split that's going to go up, I think, is one of the best. Our comp plans, when we talk to commercial agents, and this is something I didn't even know. I was just thinking of the camaraderie with an all commercial real estate company with different product type specialists that we're working with each other, sharing referrals and leads. But really, the rev share, and I know Stephanie will go through it because she's much more knowledgeable than I am. It is a big deal how this could build and help you create your financial security and future. I'm just learning about it. I'm just doing my job. But as I learn more and more about rev share, and many of the good commercial agents are learning about, they're excited that they could build something from just what they're doing on a day-to-day basis by just reaching out, connecting, talking to people, speaking on stage. They're getting so many contacts that it's great for them now to really share what rev share is. And the big one is, as one thing that most residential but the big commercial companies have, is the ancillary services. And I know once we build our platform, it's creating other opportunities for people to scale and grow their business through advisory services, asset management, facility management, 1031 DSTs, and just different things that we're going to start building for 2021. But I would like to pass this over now to Stephanie so we can go through the nuts and bolts, CoStar, rev share, and a lot of the other tools. Stephanie?
Awesome. Thank you, Jim. Great job. And, everybody's got a ton of questions, and I want to share just a little bit of history. For the past several months, we didn't just open up one day or wake up one day and say, we're launching today eXp Commercial. We have done our due diligence. We have done research. We actually hired a market research company that had conversations with commercial brokers and agents all over this country so that we knew what was important to them. And so on the tools that eXp is providing to eXp Commercial agents, the reason we've chosen those is because that's what we heard the most of. Buildout is our CRM, and Tangelic has worked with Buildout before. She's got a lot of great experience with it. And so I love that she brought it to us, because we looked at so many demonstrations and realized that Buildout is more than just that CRM. It is your pipeline management. It is your marketing center. It is your property listing syndicate that's going to go out to all the sites. It's what's going to update our websites for the directory of agents. It's going to give your properties individualized websites, and so much more. And of course, everyone knows CoStar. It is the massive MLS for commercial real estate across this country. And yes, if you are with eXp Commercial, your license is held with eXp Commercial, you will receive CoStar National Access. That is part of our package. And then along with eXp, all the other benefits that we're already used to having here at eXp. And like Jim said, as we continue to grow and negotiate and find even more tools that we need to better build your commercial business and new agents to commercial. It's ironic and it's also kind of unique, James, and Jim, you and I have spoken about this, but Glenn came up with this concept for realty in 2009 when the market was in its downturn. And here we are with this national pandemic. What's happening in commercial real estate, right? It's kind of that downturn, right, Jim? And so what better time to launch eXp Commercial when you look across the nation and you talk to commercial agents who are worried. They want to save money. They want more money in their pocket. I spoke to a broker out of Washington yesterday, and he's with a firm that James mentioned that you were part of. And the one question I asked him, he reached out and he said, I don't think I'm interested, but I just wanted to know. And I asked him one simple question. I said, what is your split? He said 55-45. I said, well, we're 80-20. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely, he wanted to hear more. 43 minutes more worth of what we have to offer, because we are changing commercial agents and brokers' lives across this country with this launch. So eXp, I see a lot of conversation in the chat, and eXp Commercial is a separate brokerage. There are certain states that allow agents to be dually licensed in 2 separate brokerages. Check with your state regs to let you know, to see if you can join both brokerages. Texas is one of them. California is one of them. There's several different states where you can be a part of both eXp Commercial and eXp Realty. If you're in a state like Kentucky that does not allow that, then yes, you have to make that decision. If you're primarily going to sell residential real estate, then you're going to want to stay with realty. But if your focus is commercial real estate, you're going to want to join eXp Commercial to get all these added benefits to truly grow that business. And Lindy, if we could go to the slide for the payment plan. Payment structure is very, very similar to eXp Realty with the 80-20 split. It is a $20,000 cap. But listen to that for a second. Remember my conversation with the gentleman yesterday. 55-45 split, no cap. And he's been with that company for 17 years. He is a senior advisor. So 80-20 and a $20,000 cap is unheard of in commercial real estate brokerages. That is what is impressive, okay? $20,000 cap, then you're earning 100%. It is $500 a month, but when you look at $500 a month, and if you were to go out right now and get a national CoStar account, that is $1,350. $1,350 for one national CoStar license. Build out for one license is over $700 a month. And we've been able to package those together to include in that $500 a month fee, which also includes all your other cloud brokerage fees with eXp Realty. So 500, yes, it's more than the 85 in Realty, but look at what you're getting. It's impressive, folks, and it's unheard of, and it's unbeatable. We have tested this. We know this. We've done our research. It's unbeatable. It is unbeatable. So it is amazing. We do have a commercial self-help room that has these slide decks. We also have our own website, expcommercial.com, where if you click join us, scroll down to the bottom, you will see the agent slide deck, which is your presentation for eXp Commercial. Lindy, can we go to the next slide? The great thing about this, and we've got to thank Jason and Jeff and Glenn, because eXp Realty and eXp Commercial, even though they are separate entities, guess what? We are family. We are sister companies. And so if you're with Realty and you recruit an eXp Commercial agent, guess what? You're going to rev share, and vice versa. So it's all the same. The stock plan is all the same. We have Icon. We have Icon in eXp Commercial. So you have the ability to Icon, just like you do in Realty. So keep that in mind. Maybe eXp Commercial's not the brokerage for you, but you absolutely can recruit into it, and that's exactly what we want to do. Total game over. Jason Gesson is right. Game over. I mean, this is such amazing, easy. It's easy to recruit into commercial. And honestly, I think a lot of you in this room, when you start to have these conversations with commercial brokers and agents across this country, you're going to see how easy it is because it's unbeatable. That we know. Again, I'm going to go back to saying we did the market research. We know all the answers. We built this to sustain, but to also benefit and put money back into the pockets of all those commercial brokers that are going to suffer this year because of COVID. They just will. So they're looking for that answer, and we are their answer. All right, Lindy, next slide.
And just to go on that, talking to to Verbella, it is actually very funny where many of the big firms, some of the top 5 firms are reaching out to talk to Verbella about our platform. You know, even though they're toting brick and mortar, how their office, the open platform, open space, they are actually reaching out to our platform to look at how it could work for their companies. 3 out of the top 5 have reached out, and I'm in conversations with the people at Verbella to really hear. And it's really interesting because we know the applications with Verbella has huge implications to help us in commercial real estate. So it is very exciting that other big firms want to use what we have, but we have it and we're using it. And 2021 is our time. If you see our earnings, we're growing faster than everyone else. And that's why commercial is going to do the same. Stephanie?
Awesome, awesome. And up on the screen right now, like I said, we have filed our licensing paperwork in all 50 states, including plus DC. And as the states process our licenses, we are coming online and we are live. So the in green are currently live today where we can actually accept agents. For those states that we're not live in, that is okay, because any day now, you know, every day 2 or 3 trickle in, and we're just at that mercy of COVID and how that state is operating at their level. So that's a little bit of a slowdown for the states, but everything is in process. And so our join app is on expcommercial.com. They click join our team. If it's in a state that we are not currently live in, we will reach out to them. We will let them know the date, but we're right around the corner for every single state to be coming online and being live. So that is what is amazing and impressive. Next slide, Lindy. And I saw a chat in the a question in the box, and the question was, can realty agents recruit commercial agents? Yes, 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 yes. The slide deck, expcommercial.com, click join us, scroll down to the bottom, and you'll see agent presentation. All right, commercial structure. So Jim and I have worked extremely hard on thinking of everything that we need for this brokerage, that you need as an agent, that you need as a leader, that you need as an advisor. And so just like in eXp Realty, we have the Expand Mentor Program. We have created the Apprentice Advisors Program in eXp Commercial. So that way, when you come into this business, if you haven't had that experience, that is okay. We're going to provide that advisor that's going to teach you what it is you need to practice real estate. Yes, there's going to be a fee for that to the advisor, but you're learning. And so all of these links are in our self-help room that you can read in full of all the programs, but there will be an apprentice advisor program so that you don't come into this business and don't have the coach and don't have that mentor. And for those of you that are experienced commercial agents, we want you to sign up to be an advisor. We want your knowledge. We want you to let us know what your specialties are, because we want you to be a part of our eXp University commercial footprint. We want to teach, we want to build, we want to grow. What do we love about eXp? Here's what I love. We all love sponsoring people and we all love revenue share, right? But here's what I love more, which is why I work here every single day. It'd be easier for me just to sell commercial real estate and twiddle my thumbs, but I love it. I was bred to serve and build things. And what I love is that when Sandra Hall in the audience, or Ellen, or Damien, or Tim, or Kevin is successful, guess what? We are all successful, because in this eXp family, we are shareholders, we are owners. The more successful we all are, no matter whose downline you're in, the more impressive and the more expensive and our stock is going up, that is what we are about. That is what we are about. And so we want to know your talents. We want you to reach out to us and say, I want to be an advisor. Here's my specialties. If you all would all remember this, and Tangelic, put this in the chat box if you don't mind, info@expcommercial.com. info@expcommercial.com. If you have any questions whatsoever, email us. Also use that email address to tell us who you are and what your talents are, because we want you to help us make eXp Commercial the most successful commercial brokerage, just like Realty has proven to do on the residential side. Okay? So info@eXp Commercial, let us know who you are, let us know your specialties, and let's get you advising and teaching. And if you're new or want to learn more about commercial, reach out to us as well. Let us know how we can help you, and we will get you set up with an advisor. Jim?
Yep. Thank you, Stephanie, on that. And it is really important, because when I first came in to do eXp Commercial, I said, who are we? What do we have? And and it was great when everyone did reach out, and I tried to respond to as many people as possible with so many SCCIMs, SIORs, IREM people a part of so many different trade groups, that I have been friends with many of you for many, many, many years. And that's the importance of the commercial structure, we're saying, is to learn about everyone, help our new agents willing and wanting to learn commercial real estate, but they may just want to say, you know what, that's too much. I'd rather just code list it with you, or I'd rather just refer it to you and have a referral agreement back and forth than try to be a junior broker or learning through the apprentice program. So that's okay, but what we want to do is, and this will be in our next session, is learning the lingo, learning how to talk to commercial agents, what to say, what not to say, so they respond and they work with you. And I know as we grow the eXp Commercial name, they're not going to consider us residential. They're going to consider us a true, strong commercial brand. That's going to happen. That is my goal with the rest of our team, and it should be with the rest of everyone. When we say eXp Commercial, they listen. They're going to go, wow, okay, what do you have for me? And that is really important to, as we're getting more and more really great brokers, right? As we get more great brokers, we're going to do more great deals, and we're going to start winning a lot more institutional deals just from who we're attracting, who we're bringing on board. So a lot of times, as Stephanie says, if you're in residential, but you know a good commercial broker, let us help you, close them. Let us help you sell them and show them why eXp Commercial, that, Stephanie, I, and the rest of the team, and most of you here are so excited about what we're trying to build and create. It is just exciting. Stephanie, you have anything to add?
Absolutely. And, and that's the thing about it. And, there's been a lot of conversation going on in the chat box about fees and different things of that nature. But I want you all to put this into a perspective, and don't ever compare it to realty. Residential has always been that market of competitiveness, of lower splits, of lowering the fees, for the residential models to compete with one another, right? And we all know eXp Realty is the best deal. We all are here for that reason. We absolutely love all the benefits. On the commercial side, it is such a great deal. It's like beyond belief. And so remember, eXp Commercial, if you're not selling commercial real estate, it may not be for you. You stay with Realty. But when you're a true commercial broker and an agent, this is the best deal out there. We've tested it. We know it. And again, $500 a month gets you all of those tools, build out, CoStar, national access, and everything else eXp has to offer. People have asked, well, what about health insurance? Absolutely. What we have on Realty plays right into the commercial side as well. So imagine those commercial agents that don't have access to health insurance. So think of all that. We've made sure that our agent slide deck is so easy for you all to understand, and that when you send it to other commercial agents, that they understand it as well. Virginia will be live, I hope, this week. I hope by Friday. They are really, really slow at processing paperwork. Just to kind of give you guys an idea, we have to first file in every state with the Secretary of State in order to even start the licensing process. Then we have to name who our broker of record is so that we can get the brokerage license. And today, we finally got back the Secretary of State paperwork for Michigan. It was filed on August 26th, and it took till today to get it. So now we can start the licensing in Michigan. Okay, so that's where we're coming online. Texas should be open by Friday. That has been in at their state for about 12 days, and they told us it would take 14. So day 14 is Friday, so let's hope Texas can get that done. Illinois, same boat. Everything's going to come online, and here's what's wonderful is in eXp world, we have our commercial operations, we have our staff offices, which is where myself, Lindy, and Tangelic are throughout the day. But in our self-help room, we keep this map that you see on the screen live and up to date to the minute that we get open. You know, what was it? The other day we got Louisiana open, and we got the notification at 7:01 p.m. Eastern time. And guess what? That map got updated. So I promise we'll keep all of those updated. Maryland is any day now. Arizona, we are about 4 days away from Arizona, so that should be Monday or Tuesday. California is probably next Wednesday, Thursday. So we are working on every single one of these. Like I said, everything's been filed. We're just at the state's mercy on how fast they can process for us.
Stephanie, thank you for you and the team, because I know you've been on it, and there's not much you can do when things are just waiting to get through the registrar, and when with these cities and states being locked down and not people showing up at work and working virtual, it's just a difficulty. But you did an amazing job, and I just have to give you a big shout out, because like I said, I just watch you work. It's like a whirlwind. You just get it done, and I know that you're going to push, you know, for getting all the 50 states and so much more. So I just wanted to thank you on that. That was just incredible. And I love watching all these states, right? Popping up so we can go live.
I could have physically flown to each one, walked in and walked out with our license. I promise you I would have, because that's how bad we want to get these states open. We're hearing from people all over the country. They're looking at us, ready to join us. So trust me, we want to get these states as open as fast as we possibly can. We got Georgia open right before this meeting started, and we already updated that map. So that was pretty good. Pretty good. What other questions do you all have? Feel free to open up your mics. In the international commercial, Jim?
Yes.
I know we filed in the EU.
Yes, Jim.
And I'll tell you this, I've been in talks, but obviously taking direction from my bosses with Glenn and Jeff, 50 states, but it doesn't mean I can't be talking. And I have been talking, and I will be sharing a little bit about eXp, you know, commercial going international, obviously with a very good friend, Michael Valdez, who I'm super excited to work with. And he's over with his team, great guy. He and I have been friends for over 10 years. And, you know, that's the synergy, right? So a lot of us, we've been in the industry for a good number of years, and we're all working together. And that's what I love about eXp, that collaborative nature. As Glenn said, Jeff said, Jason, everyone in this organization wants to work with each other, helping each other, because it helps the stock. It helps all of us. We're all owners. And to go on that, I would say the other companies, as great as they were, the culture was great. I love the people. I didn't have any ownership afterwards. I was really building for something else, or building being lost. But now we're all building. Everything we all do for eXp, we're building for all our mutual growth. And that's exciting. So the longer we stay in this organization, in this company, and work hard, we're all growing financial security and success. And like what Glenn said, you know, my big change was because I did lose everything back in 2009, and I had to crawl back and scratch, that I wanted to leave a legacy. And the legacy is really in commercial real estate, diversity and inclusion. As many of you know, that I served on many of the boards in all the commercial real estate associations, was a speaker, mostly on diversity, but I didn't want that. I wanted to train and create pipeline and opportunities for everyone to be the best, to shine. So there is no limitations for everyone to grow as much as they grow. And I have to give a shout out to my president, Tom Trong, when he was ARIA's president. You know, he says, if you do well, you can do good. because I want everyone to do so well here that we're changing other people's lives by doing well. I mean, by doing good, by serving the community, by helping other people, by giving back, because right now we do need that more than ever. So that's a little more of my personality, but I do want to get to know everyone really, really well because it is important as we create this culture of eXp commercial. Stephanie?
Absolutely. I mean, it's such an important thing. Does anyone have any questions? I know that there's a lot of chat.
I have
Yes.
a question.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Thank you. So is the cap and the cut the same?
The cap in commercial is 20,000.
20,000. And their cut, is it 80/20?
Yes.
And do they have the option to icon?
Yes, you will icon in commercial.
Awesome. And then how about LoopNet and CoStar? Who's paying for that? Do we have an option for a discounted or group access?
It's included in the monthly fee.
And what is their monthly fee?
$500.
500. Got it. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
I just have
Hey,
a
guys.
question regarding making the changes over from eXp Realty to eXp Commercial. How is that gonna unfold?
So what we want to make sure of is if you've been with Realty and you're established with Realty, meaning you have stock and you have revenue share, we need to wait until our phase 2 before we move you from Realty to commercial. And that's to protect the stock and the revenue share. Now, if you've just joined Realty and you have not started having sponsoring agents or have any stock, then we can move you. And then if you're in a state where you can have your license with both, you're absolutely free to do so.
Got it.
So guys, I'm in Maryland, and I've practiced.
Hold on, Theo. Let's get Theo first.
Thank you. I'm in Maryland. I have practiced real estate for 27 years. My business is exactly split in the middle. It's about 50% commercial, 50% residential for almost 3 decades. What do you recommend? And I'll take the answer offline.
In Maryland, you be dual license. So you can be with Realty and you can be with commercial. And that's what I would recommend for you.
How that affects caps and fees and all that jazz?
You'll have 2 separate ones. I mean, that's up to you if you want the benefits of what commercial brings.
Gotcha.
And this question has come up often because we are 2 different companies, because in eXp Commercial, we're not part of the realtor boards, because many on Realty, they do need to be part of the realtor boards in the MLS, but in commercial, as many people know, we don't have to be. So it's just different tools, different services, and everyone's entitled to different.
It makes sense, guys, but for me, it would not be cost effective at almost $40,000. I hope that perhaps maybe on phase 2, there is something where you can maintain 2 at a discount, meaning that there is a blend, let's say, of 25,000 of that, something of that sort.
And I know we are looking at it in possibly phase 2, because we want to obviously help our agents and not always just take it up. So we are discussing it.
That's awesome, and thank you, guys. Excellent presentation.
Yeah. What about commercial branding?
Thank
How
you.
soon can we start promoting eXp Commercial on our signs and graphics?
Not on that one.
Remember, eXp Commercial is a separate company. So if your license is with eXp Commercial, you can use eXp Commercial.
And also on the logo, just like eXp Realty has been rebranded, we are working with Courtney, since she had to get through the very big heavy lifting. And I have to give a great shout out to Paul, who helped put together and spearheaded a lot of the initiative for our website to get it out there in time. But Courtney and I and the team were working on the new logo for eXp Commercial to make it have that commercial feel and everything else, because it is so important, like Realty. And it took a while before Realty changed that, but I know it is so important to commercial to have that correct logo. And we should have that at the end of the month. We're working with Courtney now. That eXp Con is almost through, and we are concentrating, focusing on branding the logo.
What recommendation do you have for brokers that have been doing both, like the other gentleman and like myself and others who have been doing both commercial and residential and have commercial signage in the field as well as residential signage in the field with the different commercial logo and the residential logo?
Jeff, what state are you in?
New Mexico.
Okay, so in New Mexico, you can only hang your license with one brokerage. So you would, if you're doing that much residential, you would need to stay with Realty for sure.
Okay, good to know.
Can you speak to teams? Teams would be set up.
So in eXp commercial, there's not going to be that team structure with team discounts. Everybody is an individual agent. You can co-list, you can co-do, you can build a team if you'd like. There's just not the differences in caps set up.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, Jacqueline.
Is SkySlope going to be revamped so that it
Yes.
actually works better for commercial?
Yes, actually, every one of those checklists have already been built and are in the system as of yesterday. So
Thank
your
you.
commercial checklists are there.
Thank you so much. And my next question is, who is going to define what the asset is? Unfortunately, there's a lot of residential agents that sell properties that I would consider them to be commercial, and they consider them to be residential because they may be residential land development. Who's going to make that determination, or is that a big deal?
So we have signed all of that in our policies and procedures. Jim?
Yeah. So as Stephanie said, it's in our ICA, but we're here to work with each other. And to me, everything starting with land is commercial, and we want to work with Realty as we do ground up construction. So many of you here I've talked to that are developers, land developers, and we hope to start a division or a group to talking about ground up construction, mixed use type of construction, working and discussing so we can give Realty, new construction sales. As I know Stephanie's an expert
Absolutely.
on this.
You
and
know
we've
me,
talked-
Jim. That's right up my alley.
I love those properties that you have. And you know what, that's the biggest advantage of what we do, is to think outside the box. As Glenn said, we don't want to do what everyone else is doing. We want to collaborate. We want to cooperate. We want to learn. We want to enhance and grow and work as a team. And that is one of the things that have come up many, many times, because I think that is definitely the bridge and the hybrid from land development to new condo and new sales of housing. And also when it comes to international, many people are reaching out to us possibly to help them market and move their product because of just the scope and size of eXp. So it is very exciting. And I know Stephanie really loves this as she's a developer.
What about business
Absolutely.
brokerage?
We will do business brokerage in eXp commercial. Our E&O policy includes it. So there's another benefit.
Awesome.
And on that, I am talking a little more with Jason on business op because of the higher liability that we may have to certify you or people that are doing it because of the potential higher liability that you are an expert in that business type that you sell and other things, especially if we're going to send referrals, because we know that that is one of the number one referrals is to business op. So when residential and Realty cannot do it and they send it to commercial, we just want to make sure we're protecting our company, right? This is all our company and we don't want anything to happen to it. So our stock keeps on going up and our ownership.
I've been doing it for a few years in Texas.
Perfect.
Question as a
I have a
residential
question,
agent,
Jim.
can you add commercial agents or
Jim, I have a
brokers
question.
to your downline? All right.
One at a time. Joseph, you go first.
Yes. So is the revenue share numbers, are they the same when we're referring agents into the commercial company?
Yes, they are.
Okay, awesome. Now, is there any for those of us that, I mean, I've been doing commercial and residential together for years now. Is there any kind of charts of some of the highlights that makes us really appealing to some of the commercial brokers to kind of give us some dialogues and some hot points?
That's exactly what that agent side deck is for. So if you go to expcommercial.com, click join us, scroll down to the bottom, it's the agent presentation. It does all the work for you. It's beautiful. It has all the information. So definitely grab that off link.
So eXp commercial, and what was the second part?
expcommercial.com.
Okay, and
It's
you
a
said
beautiful
go to the bottom to join us?
Yes, and then scroll down and you'll see agent presentation.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys.
Yep. And Joseph,
Awesome.
a lot of us as commercial experts and different groups, we're here to help you go on the meeting, right? Whether it's through Zoom nowadays, is to talk to them, because many of us, we all know each other in the commercial real estate world, especially with the big companies, we're all friends with each other. So it is important, and you're going to see, and this is what I'm really excited for. I'm bringing a good, I would say 20 to 30 plus leaders in the commercial real estate industry. When we start announcing who they are, it's going to blow the socks off of a lot of people. They're like, why did these groups join? Why did this group join? Why eXp commercial? And that's what's going to be so exciting as we start getting the other leaders within the commercial real estate field and the great producers to come on board, and teams and companies. That's going to give more firepower of why. And it's also testimonials that they could reach out to see why did they join, right? Because a lot of the questions people do ask are over, 80% are the same. And then a couple are just little differences of things they want or things that we need to adjust to. But overall, as we show the amount of good commercial agents coming over, that means the amount of deals that we're going to do, this business and this company is going to grow itself. And be patient with us, because with this quick, fast, aggressive expansion that we're all going through, building on the shoulders of eXp Realty, eXp Holdings success, it's going to be a little bumpy sometime, but I know I have complete confidence in Stephanie and the whole team to adjust and pivot and grow and adapt, because we are really expanding so quickly and it is so exciting. Stephanie?
What is the projections as far as California opening up? Do we have a time frame roughly?
We are just waiting on the license to be processed by your state. We are well on our way there.
Well, that's great news. Thank you again.
Stephanie, James, can I ask a quick question from an agent attraction standpoint? With residential right now, they don't, like, if you're dual licensed, I'm licensed in North Carolina and South Carolina, I have to hang both of those with eXp. If we have an agent that is solely commercial but dabbles in residential, they're going to have to join both eXp commercial and eXp Realty.
No.
That's a requirement, right?
No. They would join eXp commercial if they just do a little bit of residential. They can do up to three residential transactions in every anniversary year.
And if
commercial.
They do more than that 3, say they do like 10, they do need
refer
to
it
both, or refer it out.
Refer it or co-broke. That's the great thing about, we don't allow co-brokering between eXp and a RE/MAX or a KW, but because we're sister companies, eXp Realty, eXp Commercial, that can happen. Don't forget about that option.
Okay. And if they refer out residential, does that go towards their $20,000 cap?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yes.
A quick question. Where did you say to keep checking once our state opens up? The map that you had, where do we go to keep an eye on that? I'm in Minnesota.
Commercial operations. We have a self-help room and it's live there.
Got it. Thank you very much. This is great news. It's going to be huge.
Hi,
absolutely.
Marcella Johnson out of Georgia.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am another agent that does commercial as well as residential. And of course, now I just lost my train of thought. I was going to ask about, oh darn, I lost my train of thought. I'll come back.
Okay.
I have a question for you on the stock side.
In North and South Carolina, how are you?
I'm sorry.
Stephanie?
Kristen?
Hey,
yes.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Hey, my question is, who in leadership would we speak with if we've got a relatively large commercial brokerage considering coming over?
I would be happy to help. And definitely reach
yeah,
out
absolutely.
to us.
Both of
And
us.
yeah, and then let us know, obviously, the website, we keep it obviously confidential because, you know, until they're ready to announce, we keep it to ourselves. And we understand them so we can kind of tailor the approach when we discuss and talk to them, because there's a high chance we just may know each other. Because that's the thing in the commercial world, we're all friends, and then we will know, you know, exactly their motivation, why, and talk to them. But we will have the credibility once we start sharing who else is over with us and our leadership. And I know I still want more of these questions to answer. So because we have 3 hours, I definitely want more of these questions to be answered. But one of the things on the leadership, we will have advisors of the state. We will have product type specialists, right, with different leaders that I've reached out to with Stephanie and the team, that we want to start growing leadership on product type, you know, whether it's the multifamily, retail, office, industrial, land, hospitality. We're starting to build those product type leaders. We also want to grow leaders in education and training, right? So if you ever wanted to be a mentor or teaching some classes, we're going to train the trainer to train more people how to teach, right? That skill set is invaluable. Plus, to get us in front, those that are leaders of trade organization, is to have a group so we can share best practices, you know, and discuss, you know, what we can do, what we've learned, what leadership styles, because it's so important that we treat this, and in commercial real estate, like being an entrepreneur, how to put a business plan, how to do financial modeling, how to do a SWOT analysis, how to grow marketing, how to put all of these things. So each one of us that are not W-2 and 1099 are entrepreneurs to really thrive and succeed. So we are going to train more leaders how to be better at speaking and create opportunities to write or speak at different panels or keynotes, depending on your ability. So it is very, very important. So more questions for Stephanie.
I have a question. I have a question.
All right, we're going to take one more question, and then I'm going to ask of you to email info@expcommercial.com, because Jim actually has a panel of amazing advisors here today that are going to teach about commercial real estate. But one more question.
I had a question.
Amanda?
Yes. So I had a question about the rev share. Since it's a different individual agent cap, right? Because at Realty it's 16,000, but here it's 20,000. Does that going to change with the rev share? Or does that mean that we get more rev share if we get commercial agents?
You know, I'm going to have to defer that and get back to you on that exact answer of how that formula works in the back end. But that will be a question we'll get answered and put out to everybody.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Jim, are you ready to bring your awesome friends up?
I am. So if Michael Simpson, Rich Enderlin, and Robert Kramer could come up for our next part of introduction into commercial real estate, please come to the stage and get on up. But a lot of this, like I said, in commercial real estate, our cap is also more expensive because of the cost of doing business. But also, we need to be at ICSC, CCIM, SIOR, National Apartments Association, right? A lot of the commercial trade groups, and that's still the part of commercial real estate. Obviously, we can't go to all these conferences that we love to, but I love the way eXp has done it. And really having over like 12,000 people, you know, registered for eXpCon. It's just so exciting. And I am sharing it with so many universities and trade groups that I served on to share what we're doing, but also to create a huge collaborative nature within our organization. So that's why it's very exciting. And I know there's tons of questions, but please send it to info@expcommercial.com so we could try to answer everyone's question. We are putting a fact and questions and answer sheet together to go over all these questions, and I just appreciate everyone to bear in mind we are building this as quick as possible, but building it the right way to scale so we can all be involved and really make something very special, you know. And really for everyone here that I've spoke to or just listening right now, this is a ground floor opportunity. So like if you missed eXp Realty, right, when you know some friends that have been there, even 3 years you're an old person at eXp Realty now. It's actually kind of funny that people are telling us stories of eXp being only 6,000 agents, and now we're at 38,000. And every time I say a number, I'm always behind because we always have one or two other people joining us. That is incredible. But Stephanie, are you ready for the next one? Do you want to say any closing words?
I think that, you know, we have a lot of excitement going on with eXp Commercial. It is going to be huge. It is going to be huge. And we are right now on that ground floor level of it, which is so exciting to grow this with everybody. So no, I'm excited, and I'm excited for the talent you brought in today, and can't wait to learn from them. Thank you all.
Thank you for everything you've done. And I know with Tangelic and Lindy behind the scenes, Tangelic, you want to say something, or Lindy? Because I would love to give everyone an opportunity to say something. Or Lindy?
Please.
Good morning, everyone. I am Tangelic Wilcox. I am the Commercial Regional Operations Manager here at eXp Commercial. I joined about 3 weeks ago. I have a great deal of experience in the commercial real estate operations, having come from a national commercial brokerage franchisor. I'm excited to be here with Jim and Stephanie and Lindy and the team, and to work with all of you in the future. I can't wait to see this thing grow.
Thank you, T. Lindy,
Hey,
would you like to say a couple words?
Sure. Hey, everyone. I'm Lindy McNeese. I am in Austin, Texas. I've been with eXp Realty for over 2.5 years now, and been working with Stephanie for, you know, the last year. As she said, I've been working alongside of her. She's fantastic to be, to get to work with, and a great mentor and coach, and have learned so much. So I'm super excited about this next chapter and getting to be a part of the commercial division.
Lindy, thank you so much. And if we can bring up the next slide for the intro into commercial real estate, we'll get started on the next part of our breakout session. So a little bit as we wait for this about intro into commercial real estate. As many of you know, there's different paths that everyone has taken to come into commercial real estate. Some people started in residential, coming into commercial. Some people started a second career coming into commercial. I did that path from really a W-2, joining Marcus and Millichap. So all I knew was commercial real estate, ground floor 101, just jump right in. And for those that understand Marcus's reputation, very tough, but it did train some of the best commercial brokers in the industry. I would say sometimes not always the best practice, but a great training because it is so cutthroat. We learn really tough of how to be very strong and really be disciplined in our manner. And even to this day, it's like for those that may have worked for Xerox or IBM, it's that culture, right, of just that high work ethics and discipline is what we learned at these commercial, large commercial organizations, especially like at Marcus or CBRE, JLL, eStill, or large regional ones that you may have come from or looking at right now. So I think definitely it is so important for us to learn the correct commercial real estate education, right, from the beginning, be disciplined. And we have some great speakers coming up about their program and what we're going to teach from start, just knowing nothing, to knowing something, learning how all the tools needs to be operated. But really the biggest thing is the mentoring or accountability, the coaching, to stay on top of your career, because everyone knows, even experts or even people from any part of life, you need kind of that life coach or that person to keep you accountable, to keep you going. So, I definitely respect everyone up here and many of you that I look towards to be future leaders with us, training and educating and being mentors and teachers and coaches, because we are looking for more help from everyone here in the audience. And please submit your resume or set a time so I get to learn and get to know you better, because I definitely want everyone that wants to lead, anyone that wants to teach or train or mentor or speak, to have the opportunity. So without further ado, I'd like to